What's going on, everybody? Once again, as always, it's your boy. They call me Jim, I'm him.
I'm JOPP.
And we are Real Christian 100. Alright? Yes, sir. You gonna do that every show?
I think so.
That's your thing?
That's my thing.
The Millie Rock?
That's my
The
thing.
Millie?
That's the only things I know how to do.
I gotta find my... I don't really
This
like
is-
this. This don't make me feel comfortable.
Brady likes that.
I don't like that one. But anyways, yeah, thanks for joining the channel. Thanks for tuning in to us. Thanks for checking us out. We appreciate it. It feels good to be back.
Yes, it does.
We got some stuff to talk about today.
We do.
As always. But as always, before we get into that, we're gonna ask you guys to like. We're gonna ask for you to comment. We're gonna ask for you to subscribe. And then we're gonna tell you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend.
And
You want to tell their mama?
Your mama.
Your mama.
Your
Your
mom.
baby mama.
Your baby's mama.
We're gonna have to work on that.
Yeah, I need help.
Just do your Millie Rock, man. I'll say that part. Tell your mama, your baby's mama, and your baby's mama. And then what I realized from the last show, tell your daddy,
Oh, you can tell
your
your dad
baby
too.
daddy,
Yeah.
and your baby daddy's daddy.
Word.
Yeah, we gotta.
That works. You gotta
You
get
gotta
all
get
of them.
you gotta get everybody
That's
up
a
in the
fact.
circle. You know, we don't want to leave nobody out.
That's
No
a
man
fact.
left behind.
That's a fact.
Funny we say that, it's kind of in the direction that we're talking about
That's a
today.
fact.
Not really no man left behind, but today we want to talk about accountability. Accountability, man. It's a loaded word, man. Some people like accountability, some people don't.
Some people
Like
don't.
accountability, we want to talk about, is it necessary? Is it something that we need in our life? If we do need it, why? If we don't, why not? I think it's going to be good. I always start off, man. Go ahead, I'm gonna let you take the floor, brother.
I personally think accountability is extremely important. And I think, well, from personal experience, I know what life is like without accountability. It looks pretty wild. You do like whatever you want to do. You make your own decisions. Nobody can tell you what to do. There's no authority over your life. You're kind of just freelancing out here, running around doing your own thing with no counsel, no guidance. And I was looking at a scripture. I'll grab my little phone here.
About to bring out the sword.
Proverbs chapter 12, verse 15, which is like really good actually. It says, the way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but a wise man listens to advice. And that is like
That's good.
that's like my MO. Like that's my life. The story of my life, basically, in a nutshell. Because it's like the way of, we always assume we know what's right coming from our own eyes. But when you have when you have other brothers in your life that can give you advice as well, you know, a lot of times you're going to find out the things that you actually think to be right aren't right at all.
Facts.
You know, there's times in my life where I've made poor decisions and I'm like, that's wild. I thought those decisions were the right decisions to make. And then other people will look at my situation and be like, nah, bro, you definitely could have took it this direction. What made you go that direction? But in my mind, that was the right way to go. And there was no other way of swaying me. And then there's a part of accountability where it's like you say you want accountability, but you still control how close you allow people to be in your comfort zone. You know, like you're still not uncomfortable because it's like, hey brother, can you keep me accountable? But I still want you to keep me accountable at a distance.
Only this much.
Yeah, like you getting too close. You're in my personal space where rubbing elbows a little too much. And now it's making me more uncomfortable.
Facts.
But accountability, in my eyes, is supposed to make you uncomfortable. If you're not uncomfortable, then that's not accountability. Accountability should make you feel uneasy about yourself. It should make you question a lot of the ways you think, the way you move. It should make you want to be different in a way. And at times, as men, you know, we don't really want authority. You know, but if we're Christians and we're obviously obeying the Lord, so that's authority. You know what I mean? And I know for me,
talk, man. Where's the show?
but I'm just saying But I'm just saying, like, for me personally, like, accountability it's very important. But I also can see there ways in my life where I have accountability to an extent. But when people get in my face and start telling me the real, I'm like, yeah, nah, we're good, bro. Let's go ahead and fall back.
Right.
And that's not accountability, man. You need somebody to be in your face.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's love, man. I mean, that's love. People
Appreciate. I was about to say amen, Pastor.
I'm just saying, like, that's love. People don't have to take the time out of their day to keep you accountable to nothing. They have their own lives to live. You have your own life to live. If somebody's going to take time and energy out of their day away from their families and their time to try to keep you accountable to something, that's something that you should show great gratitude towards. You shouldn't just be like, bro, you wilding, like you nitpicking too much. Like it shouldn't be that way. You should really appreciate people like that.
Right.
You know, and
that's love, man.
Yeah, man. So
that's love.
If any of y'all, you know, struggle with accountability, my encouragement would be find some people that can hold you accountable, not to the extent that you think. Because remember, a way of a fool is right in his own eyes. So even though you're asking for accountability, you may have your own perception on what accountability is, but that's not actually the true definition of accountability. You really need somebody that's going to be in your life. Right. That's going to tell you the real.
In your life.
Yeah, like in your life.
That's the key word. I like how you put that, in your life. Not just in your face or in your situations, but it's like it goes deeper than just, you know, oh, don't do this, don't do that, and, you know, things like this, things like that. But like really being involved intimately inside their life and being able to share and, you know, be completely transparent, you know, about your life and what's going on. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, man. So what's your thoughts on accountability, brother?
Yeah, I mean, I think accountability is for mature people. Yeah, I think it's for mature people. I don't think that it's for everybody, but I don't think everybody's ready for it. I'm a huge advocate on accountability, and I love to hold people accountable. If you ask for accountability from me, like I'm there. Like, like I'm in your face. Yeah, I'm checking in. Word. And like all that. Word. And I'm not worried about, you know, people taking offense or being upset or, you know, feeling that I'm saying too much or overstepping my bounds, because like you said, that's what I'm supposed to do. Like if you want real, genuine accountability, I'm gonna give you that. And accountability isn't just you know, calling people out saying, oh, you're doing this wrong, or you need to do this, or you moving like this, but you need to move like that. It's that, like, you laboring with this person, that, you know, that you got their back. They call you at 2-3 o'clock in the morning saying they need you. You're there for them. Facts. You know, like you guys you're doing life together. You know, like that, like the relationship with David and Jonathan, like they was always together. They always had each other's back. They would do anything for each other. So yeah, I mean, I don't think everybody's ready for that. I think it's something that everybody should strive towards and should work towards, because you need it. Like real, genuine accountability is only going to help you be a better version of yourself. Because, you know, people always say nobody knows me better than me. Yeah. But what we ignore is that, and I'm big on this. I'm a person who self-reflects on myself all the time. So I'll say, I know myself. Yeah. You know, there ain't nothing you can tell me about me that I don't know about myself. But am I going to challenge myself on myself as much as somebody that's truly holding me accountable is going to challenge me? Because I'll justify. You know, I can get into it with Shay, and I can justify why I reacted the way I reacted, and in my mind say, this was justifiable, and it wasn't nice, but it was justifiable. But I could have somebody who's like, you know, brother, you know, indeed you were wrong. Facts. And you know, sometimes all the time we need that. We need that. We need somebody that's going to put us, you know, get us in line and help us to see outside of ourselves, and then get the perspective of outside sources, and you know, to really get a better grasp of ourselves. So I mean, I take accountability super serious. Shay learned the hard way. She asked me to hold her accountable for something. I wish I could remember what it was. I can't remember. And I told her, I said, if you ask me,
she gonna get what you asked.
I'm gonna hold you accountable.
I'm gonna be everywhere.
You know, like there was like some deadlines she was supposed to meet, or some things she was supposed to be doing every day. I can't remember. And you know, I'd be like, hey babe, you know, did you do so and so? Hey babe, you know, the day's almost over. I haven't seen you
Like,
do
man,
so and so,
like,
and and stuff like that, to the point where she was like, okay, I don't want I don't want accountability.
Word.
And then she came back and said, well, I'm going to modify it so it's more realistic. And I think that's how it needs to be. Not to the point where, saying that I'm going to modify it to where it's realistic.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be unrealistic.
Yeah,
I think that you need to have that pressure on you. And I don't think that it needs to be like badgering and, beating somebody down. I think that there's a way to hold somebody accountable and still come off as encouraging and positive and supportive, and let them know that you have their back and their best interest and things like that. But yeah, like you said, it shouldn't be comfortable. I don't think true accountability was meant to be comfortable. So let me ask you, what have been the hurdles for you when it comes to receiving accountability? What have been some of the things that have hindered you from like really truly embracing genuine accountability?
Yeah. I mean, for me, just knowing that I have to get uncomfortable. I think, because again, you can think, okay, I have to be uncomfortable, but it's one thing to think about being uncomfortable. It's another thing to feel being uncomfortable. Like, it's like easy for me to be like, yeah, I can't wait to be in an uncomfortable predicament. It's like,
right.
Bro, you don't even know what that feels like until you get to experience it. And it's like, wow, this is mad uncomfortable. Like, for example, asking somebody to help you, like, for like you and Shay, for example, talking about the deadline. In my mind, I would have been like, help me with a deadline. But then if you're like on me, I'm like, hold up, bro. Like, check on me like every 3 weeks or something. You know what I'm saying? But if you on top of me, it's like, it's making me feel pressured and uncomfortable, and it's pulling you for a greater purpose though. And for me, my biggest hurdle was understanding that accountability isn't the way that you view it. It's not always the way that I think it is. It's not going to come the way I expect it to come. And that's not how it's intended to come. It's supposed to come in a way where my mind doesn't even really can fully grasp hold to it. You know what I'm saying? If I ask a brother to keep me accountable to something and he's asking me about, how you doing in this particular situation, if I'm like coming across like as if, like leave me alone, kind of like push offish or, trying to push him to the side, for me, that's not accountability. Like, I asked for it. So I have to be willing to accept what it comes with. You know what I mean? And that was like my greatest hurdle, was being able to let somebody come into my life and speak, not only agree on things with me, but to speak against things, to show disagreement. Like, hold up, bro, you tripping in this area. You know what I'm saying? Like, you asked me to keep you accountable in this area, you tripping. Right. You know what I mean? And you need to tighten up. You need to do better in this situation. A lot of times we have like an emotional response where it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me figure it out. And it's like, nah, bro, like, just because you see it one way, that's not how it's supposed to go. Right. If people can see your patterns, as much as we think we know us better than anybody else, people can see your patterns. Right. So it's like, bro, I know me more than you. And it's like, bro, I've been looking at you for the last 8 years. Right. And I see your pattern. Right. I know your pattern. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can tell me whatever you want to tell me. I know your pattern. I've seen your pattern, bro. So it's like, you can't outrun what you show. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you show is what you put on display. That's what you're doing. Right. And people come into your life to keep you accountable, to knock you back on track when you're falling off, because they know how inconsistent you are based on patterns that you show. So yeah,
which shows why it's so important to, you made a good point. It's important to have accountability from people who really know you. Exactly. People who, like you said, they know your routines, they know those triggers, they know your tricks. They love, like, I know my man.
You're trying to go on your Duffy. You're trying to go on your Duffy. And your Duffy got another Duffy. Yeah. And they know you got another Duffy.
Yeah, man. Yep. You got to get the ones that know when you're trying to pull the wool over somebody's eyes, so they don't really know what's really going on. And we all do it. Man, we all do it, man. We all try to, go down our little hole and make it seem like, everything is everything. Yeah, I mean,
looking back like, man, this dude think I'm dumb.
Right? I mean, we all do it, man. I'm guilty of it.
Facts.
I would say for me, man, my biggest hurdle with accountability, man, what is it? I'm just, I don't like people telling me what to do.
Word.
You know, I had like earlier in my faith when, you know, I knew I was a babe and I knew I didn't know a lot. I was extremely teachable. I was extremely teachable. And that's what my mentors would say. You know, it's like, you know, the good thing with you is that, you know, you're very teachable. People can tell you stuff and you'll listen.
Word.
I've gotten to a point
You arrived.
where my ego has told me, you know, I'm not Bishop T.D. Jakes.
Word.
But I'm not the joker sitting in the back of the church on his phone all day. It's like, you know, I know my word. I can post some scriptures. You know, I know myself. You know, I know me. So what do I need you to tell me about me when I already know me? You know? And it's terrible. It's bad. It's bad. So right now, I mean, you know, I holler at you. I holler at, you know, the other Ricky. But it's wild. I don't really ask for accountability, and that's wild because I know I'm a wild dude. I know I'm a wild dude, and I need accountability. This is actually super convicting, and I do need to reach out to the people closest to me and be like, you know, like, you know me. Like, tell me about myself, man. You know, like, tell me about, because I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, Greg, you're a wild dude, and you know you a wild dude.
Facts.
So why wouldn't you reach out to the brothers that you know love you, know got your back, and just have a check-in? Like, yo, like what's good? Like, you know, like if you could tell me anything, you know my life.
Facts.
Where am I at, man? Where am I at, man? I need help. Help me, man.
Help me know where I'm at.
But yeah, it's just pride. It's just pride, man. That's just like,
pride is wild, bro. That's a whole nother episode for another day, man. Pride is wild.
Definitely.
Pride is wild, bro.
Yeah, and I'm not big on astrology, zodiacs. I do believe that there are some similarities and personalities with the zodiac signs and all that, but like all that on this day, you know, all that, all that on January 3rd, if you're a Leo, you know, the stars are going to align in your favor, and you know, you need to look for opportunities, you know, like that kind of stuff is wild. But like, when it talks about the personality traits of a Leo, you know, a lion, you know, it talks about them being very prideful, very arrogant, very proud, you know, and, you know, that's just who I am. And I don't like it, man. I don't like it, man. I don't want to be prideful. I want to be able to, and then I also feel that with that, it probably makes me unapproachable because people are like, I'm not going to tell this dude nothing because he think he know it all, man. He can't tell her nothing, so hold me accountable, man. Please, man. Please, man. That's on me. That's on me, man.
Y'all hear it here live,
That's on me, man. For those of y'all that know me, I'm not saying that, you know, like, you know of me, but if you know me, man, hold me accountable. Hold me accountable, and I'm not going to reject it, man. I'll receive it. I'll take it because I know I need it. I know I need it.
Facts.
That's tough.
Nah, it is tough,
That's tough, man. It's amazing how God works sometimes, because that just truly, really convicted me.
That's what's up.
That really convicted me.
That's what's up, man. We all need that, bro.
Yeah, Shay's probably in the other room like, oh, I heard that. I can't wait to talk to him. I would say, I ain't say you.
Hey, go ahead, bro.
I ain't say you. It's like,
you like, nah, that didn't apply to you.
Let me stop before I'm sleeping on this. Before I'm sleeping on this tonight. I don't want no problems, man. I don't want no problems. So, last question that I want to ask. So, I guess I'll touch on this first. So, I'm good with the accountability part of, you know, like checking in and, like if people need, like some encouragement, pick me up and things like that, especially with like people I built relationships with. So like, for example, if somebody watching this were to be like, and they could be super genuine.
Word.
Like, brother, I need, I need accountability and I need help. Like people have hit me up like in my inbox and stuff and, want prayer and like want to chill and hang out. And I'm like, yo, man, like,
weak, bro.
I'll send up a prayer. I'll send up a prayer, but yeah, that's when it comes to accountability, I'm not good with that. Unless it's like, like somebody I've been fellowshipping with for a really long time. But like to somebody I don't really know, like to just go like jump in and jump into their life and people don't believe it, but I'm not an introvert. I'm an ambivert, whatever it's called. So I'm like a mixture of an extrovert and an introvert. So, but like in that kind of situation, I'm very introverted. People I don't know. I'm not really good at talking to strangers and like initially getting to know people unless they reach out to me. So that's like a very, very, very weak area for me. And it's funny because for you, at least what I feel is that it's the exact opposite. It's the exact opposite for you, man. I remember he hit me up one time saying, yeah, man, one of my followers saw me on the street and you just kicked it with them. And I'm like, how?
I mean,
how?
I don't know, bro. I guess that's just how I am. But I mean, to your point,
that's wild.
But to your point, I'm not like, if somebody like wanted to hang out like all the time, I'm not that kind of person either. But I do slowly kind of get to that place. Like as I continue to build with people, I eventually get to a point where it's like, okay, cool, I'm comfortable. But again, that's where the comfort and uncomfortable thing comes into play. Right. Because it's like,
so I guess accountability, the discomfort and accountability really goes on both sides.
I mean, it does, because it's like if somebody wants to chill and you're not, that's not your thing. You're like, I don't really know you like that. That's not to say that God still can't use you in a way that that's going to be very instrumental for them at that particular time. You know what I'm saying? So it may not be your thing, but it's like, it's not about you and your thing. It's about God getting his glory. And if he chooses to use you in a random chain of event to get it, then that's how he's going to choose to get it, bro.
That's my man.
You know what I'm saying? But that's just like, that's how I think. You know what I'm saying? Because of like the people that I've encountered. Like I've met amazing people and then just became friends with them at that very moment and would always be like, how did y'all become friends with me so fast? Like Charles and Adele. I met them at the bus stop preaching, and that same second after they were done preaching, we went to go hang out that same second. Like after they were done preaching, we went to go hang out. We played basketball, and I hung out with them dudes ever since. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it was like for them, it was so like probably second nature to them, but the impact that it had on my life was like spoke volumes. Right. So it's like even we. Yeah,
we even us. We met off the internet.
We did. I mean, exactly.
We met off the internet, came to the crib to record and write music. And,
but that's what I'm saying. Like in those uncomfortable situations, like beautiful things blossom out of that, I believe. So
right. Amen. That's good stuff, man. So let's close out, man. So if we could say anything to our listeners, what's the point we want to get across? I'm gonna say, if you don't take anything out of what we just said today, I will focus on this. We all need accountability. I think that we need to get to a place where we're able to receive real, genuine accountability, even if it's uncomfortable. And we have to look at it in a way of understanding that this is strictly out of love, and this is going to only help us to become a better version with a better version of us. And on the flip side, it's that we need to come to a place where we can be able to provide the accountability that we need to somebody else, even if it makes us uncomfortable. So yeah, that's probably what I would say to the folks. What you got?
I would say I would say make yourself available and be available. So like make yourself available for another person if that's what God wants to do, and then allow another person to be available in your life if that's in fact what God does want to do, and I'm sure he does want to do that. So, you know, when times come up where, you know, you may be in an uncomfortable situation, you have to think and ask yourself, maybe God put you there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people in the Bible were in the most uncomfortable situations you could imagine. Right. And that's where God displayed his glory, was in those situations. Paul's writing in prison for us. And I'm like, that's mad uncomfortable, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, God uses people in the most uncomfortable predicaments. So when you're in that situation, you know, instead of just reverting to your emotion and shutting it down completely, really ask the Spirit to show you and give you guidance on what it is that God wants you to do in that particular moment. That's awesome.
That's good stuff, man. And yeah, guys, if you don't have somebody to hold you accountable, seek it out. Definitely seek it out. But we're gonna wrap it up. It's probably been about 25 minutes, 20 minutes or so. So yeah, until we see you guys next week, we're gonna ask you guys to continue to follow us, subscribe to us, and all that good stuff. And until then, we're gonna catch y'all next week. I am Jim. I'm Jim.
I am JOPP.
We are Real Christian 100, and we out.